And now, it's Boomer Life. Lifestyle discussion designed to make your life more engaging, meaningful, and complete. Celebrating the baby boomer generation, this is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
Hey, now all you've got to do is call. Lord, I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend.
This is Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Thanks for joining us today. Our conversation for the next hour is going to be with our friends from the Alzheimer Society of British Columbia. And as we say, Happy New Year, we should remind you that January is Alzheimer's Awareness Month. CEO Maria Howard is with us. Thanks for joining us today, Maria.
Thanks, Joanne.
So when we last connected with the Alzheimer Society of B.C., we talked about the Society's new initiative to build stronger ties with the Mandarin and Cantonese-speaking communities. We were joined here in the studio by Menken Ladd. Now, Menken is a caregiver that looks after her mom, who doesn't speak any English and is living with dementia. And Menken had a great story. She talked a little bit about the challenges presented in receiving support when there's a language barrier and some of the other cultural stigmas that are around, that surround dementia. We were also joined by Tony Yu, a member of the Society's board of directors who has spearheaded the initiative to engage the Chinese-Canadian community. And we also spoke with Wendy Wong, a new addition to the Society's team, who's responsible for actually making that initiative happen. It was a great conversation. So now we move into January, which is Alzheimer's Awareness Month. And today we're talking about the current state of dementia care when it comes to provincial policy and how this has evolved over time. We're also going to take a little bit of time to talk about the 2017 Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's, which is scheduled for May. But first, I wanted to remind our listeners that there's always lots of information about the Alzheimer Society of B.C. online, as well as a wealth of resources. So you can please visit the website, alzheimerbc.org. So, Maria, let's start off today by introducing Alzheimer's Awareness Month. You might want to tell us a little bit about why it's so important, and also talk about the theme for this year.
Sure. Thanks, Joanne. The January has been the Alzheimer Awareness Month across Canada for many, many years. And it's an important time to really focus in and raise awareness about what it is like to have Alzheimer's or dementia, and what it is like to be on that journey as a caregiver, as a friend, as a family member. And while the Society, the Alzheimer Society of B.C. does awareness all year round, January is a special time to really hone in on a special message and really promote that in a number of different ways. So the theme this year is In It for Alzheimer's, which really is focused on the idea that we all need to get educated and better informed about Alzheimer's. It's a disease that really has a significant impact on an individual, on a family, on their caregivers, and the community. And I think we don't appreciate as a community how much stigma there is still around Alzheimer's and how much myth there is. We all need to do a better job at getting informed and educated. So as a community, we can help people live a better quality of life who are living with the disease or those who are caring for those with the disease.
I really like that. In it for Alzheimer's. We're all in it for Alzheimer's. So basically, the more people know about the disease, the better equipped they are to live with it and to support other people in their community who are also living with it. So we have determined here, and we want to encourage the fact that it's okay to talk about dementia. We are here to help you start that conversation, and that's what we're doing here today. So, Maria, is there anything else that you would want our listeners to know before we begin today's show?
Sure. I think a couple of things. I think the other reason for January is that, Christmas is a busy time. It's a time for families and getting together with friends. And often what happens is what we hear is that people come together and begin to maybe notice some changes in different people in their family and begin to wonder about people's abilities to function, ability to live independently, and all those sort of things that come along with Alzheimer's. And so people are beginning to wonder what to do. And so the Alzheimer Society of B.C. Really wants to be able to provide information across B.C. in a number of different ways, knowing that people are really busy. So we have our first link, Dementia Helpline, which is 1-800-936-6033. And people can phone this number anywhere in the province to ask questions about dementia, ask about how they can get connected with the society, just to talk to someone and start that conversation, which is so important. We also have a really comprehensive website, the alzheimerbc.org. You can come onto that website and you can actually find the location of a resource center in your community, and we can support people to drop into the resource center or attend one of the programs that we offer, so that people can also, again, come and get information and education. But we also realize that life is busy. So we offer teleworkshops, and those are listed on our website. So people who are at home or working can, from their own home through their computer, dial into our teleworkshops to be able to also, again, to be able to get the education. I think the single most important comment or message is, please just ask. Reach out and ask. Begin that question. That's the first step to helping people who are living with Alzheimer's and helping ourselves in the community.
Mm-hmm. Speak up. You're not alone. Talk to a member of your family. Talk to your doctor. Ask questions of your doctor. Pick up the phone. You can call the Alzheimer Society of B.C. You can ask a friend, a neighbor, maybe even somebody at the library might help.
Absolutely.
We're all in
talking.
It. We're all in it for Alzheimer's. So today, our first guest is going to be Paul Blanchette. And Paul is a caregiver, lives in Kamloops, and has volunteered with the Society as a member of the Society's leadership group for caregivers. So he'll be joining us on the phone today.
Yes, Paul and Linda and really Paul's whole family have been such great supporters of the Society and really have embraced the way that they've lived with Alzheimer's with Linda. Paul and Linda were awarded the Governor-General's Award for Caring Canadians in 2016, which really is a very high-level Canadian award, which really honors and acknowledges the amount of time and effort that they have given to helping people understand about Alzheimer's and raising that awareness. We're really pleased to have Paul joining us today.
I look forward to that conversation as well. And also today, we're going to get a little bit political, but not too, well, I guess in a good way. We'll say it that way. We're honored to have joining us the current Parliamentary Secretary to the BC Minister of Health for Seniors, and that's Darryl Plecas. He'll be joining us today.
Yeah, it's great to have Darryl Plecas here. Provincial policy is very important, and, we need to keep advocating to the government to think about the changes that need to be put into our healthcare system so families who, again, are living with Alzheimer's have the supports they need, just like other people do with other chronic diseases. Our Ministry of Health in BC is very committed. They have really worked closely with our society, and certainly BC is one of the few provinces in Canada that actually has a dementia strategy. But the conversation has to be a continual one because as things change, we need to keep working with the ministry to find ways to make things just much better for families. And so it's great to have Secretary Plecas here. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he'll be able to answer some questions for us too. And then finally on the show today, we're going to talk about that, I guess the fun and games department, really. We'll have Tanya Milling and Stephanie Woodward joining us for our Getting Involved segment. And Getting Involved this year is going to be with the Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's, and that's up on the North Shore. They're part of the North Shore group. This is an event that happens right across the country, is it not? Or is this a BC event?
No, it's a Canadian event. It doesn't necessarily happen all on the same day, but the Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's in BC is an important event. It is an event that we have running across the province. Many people walking it, and people like Stephanie and Tanya are the volunteers who come and bring such energy and commitment and really make this event successful. And not only in the fundraising, which is so critical for our society as we are 85% donor dollar driven, but they do an amazing job in raising awareness, which again is in it for Alzheimer's. And so Stephanie and Tanya are excellent examples of our volunteers who are doing two very important things for the society and their community. It's going to be fun to have them here.
I think it's going to be fun. The event is in May, but the planning is already started for the Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's, and I look forward to the stories from all of our guests today. January is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and we've got a lot of ground to cover. We're going to be meeting our first guest with a personal connection to the disease. That's next on Boomer Life on CL 650.
Canada's only weekly radio show dedicated to the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.